basically harassed me and tried to get me to send him naked pictures of myself. Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a little story time, maybe mukbang, because every time I do story times, I don't end up eating because I'm just talking so much. But for today, I'm going to be eating my spicy Korean chicken with my garlic coconut rice, which is bomb. This was supposed to be my husband's lunch, but he didn't take it, so it's mine now. So for today's story time, as you can tell by the title of this story time, I'm going to be talking about the time when my ex's brother tried to get me to send him inappropriate pictures of me. Yeah. So the reason why I'm going to be telling this story today is because for some reason it like popped in my head and I can't get rid of that like asco, like that nasty feeling, because honestly this whole situation was so gross to me, especially when it happened. The way it was handled was just bleh. Disclaimer, I will not be bashing my ex here. That's not what this video is about. Also, that's in the past, and that negativity does not need to be put out there like that right now, because a lot of good is happening. We don't need that. So today's video is going to be about that incident, and if you guys see me like do this or get uncomfortable, it's because it truly makes me uncomfortable to think about this. Yeah, it was just so poorly handled, like ugh. Okay, so I had a boyfriend in high school. We're gonna call him Joey. And Joey had a younger brother named Max. And so when Joey and I were together, I would go to his house, you know, quite frequently. And his brother Max would show up after school. So like maybe like an hour after we would show up, his brother would show up. And there was a time where Joey's phone didn't work, and he would borrow Max's phone to text me, because obviously when you're in high school, like all you want to do is text your friends, text your boyfriend, be texting all day long. So me being, you know, the boss woman I used to be, no, I kind of am, I had my iPhone. I had bought myself an iPhone. So I had my phone, and he, you know, all of a sudden would stop texting me, and I'm like, okay, well, what's going on? And he would then text me from his brother's phone and was like, hey, I'm using Max's phone. Water break. He'd be like, hey, I'm using Max's phone because my phone isn't working. I'm like, okay, like that's fine. So he would use his brother's phone from like when his brother showed up after school until we went to sleep, basically. In this particular incident, Joey's phone was working. It had been fixed already, and we were texting. So it really surprised me when I got a text from Max's phone, and I thought, oh, Joey's phone like stopped working again. Like, okay. And the initial text was, oh, if you hear, you know, little voice, little footsteps, it's Aiden. It's not the ghost in my house. The text was just like, hey. And I was like, okay, like, hey. And after that, I kid you not, it was like ding, 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 ding of my phone blowing up with Max texting me thinking it's Joey, asking for naked pictures of me. And I was so taken back, like bro, we were just talking about like a show we're watching. I remember we would watch Sons of Anarchy together. So we would always watch like the episodes, like him in his house, me in my house, and then we would like be texting about it. Yes, I know, lame. But so that was happening. And so when I got those types of texts from who I thought was Joey, I was like, wait, what the hell? Like, what are you doing? I call Joey and I say, hey, is your phone working? And he's like, yes, like I'm texting you through it, you know. I'm like, okay, well, where's Max? And he's like, oh, I think he went to the restroom. After he said, I think he went to the restroom, me dio tanto asco. I was so grossed out, because teenage boys in the restroom with their phones for a long time, I think that only means one thing or two things. Either they're taking a dump or something else is happening. I don't know what. So I said, hey, do me a favor, knock on the door and ask him, like, what is he doing? And not in the sense that I wanted to know what he was doing, but like what's up? And he knocked on the door. I was still on the phone, and Joey goes like, hey, like, what are you doing in there? And he's like, nothing, I'm just in the restroom. Like, I could hear the conversation. And so I hear that, and I'm like, well, you know, I'm getting these type of text messages from Max's phone, and I screenshot the messages. I sent them to Joey's phone, and Joey like lost it. Joey was very aggressive in like protective / like jealous way. And when you're in high school, you think, oh, my boyfriend loves me. He's jealous of, you know, guys wanting to talk to me, and he's so protective. That is such a red flag. I'm not even kidding. If you're an adult and your boyfriend or someone you're dating acts like that, red flag. That means that they are so insecure. Hello. That means that they're so insecure that they project that on you and blame you, like, oh, like, why is that guy talking to you? Or why are you dressing like that? Like, no. I can't do a man voice, as you can tell. So he was like, you know what, like, let me call you back. And I'm like, okay. So this next part I know happened because Joey called me and told me what happened, like, right after. So apparently Joey tells Max, get out of the restroom. And so Max gets out. He's like, you know, like, what the fuck? And Joey goes like, what are you texting Tamara? Well, in high school, I would go by Tamara because obviously it's my first name. So he'd be like, what are you texting Tamara? And he's like, what? Like, what are you talking about? Like, trying to act dumb? So he's like, I know you're trying to get, like, these pictures from her. Why are you texting her that? Why are you being like that? And Max kept denying. So it pissed Joey off. And Joey's was known for punching walls. So he starts punching his brother. They get into a physical argument. And his parents step in. So when his parents stepped in, they just automatically assumed that Joey was just picking a fight with his brother. And I mean, he was hitting him kind of hard. I'm assuming because his parents were like, you need to like cut this. Like, this is not okay. And so Joey tells his parents what Max was trying to do. And this is where, like, as soon as I heard this happen, I was like, yeah, I can't with your family. Like, I can't do this. Apparently his parents said that, you know, it didn't really matter, that he can't, you know, beat his brother like that. That's his little brother. And that he needed to get his things and get out of the house. They kicked him out of the house for defending his girlfriend from his brother, their son, that was basically harassing her, me, into sending these pictures to him. And after that happened, Joey came to my house because we didn't live that far away from each other. So he came over to my house and we were talking outside, and I knew how hurtful that was to him because he had like it looked like he wanted to cry, and he was not that type of person. So you know, as he was telling me what happened, I just felt so bad, and I felt so disgusted that parents would do that. Like, you're gonna kick your kid out for defending someone, you know, like, what? Like, so he ended up moving with his grandma, who was not like she didn't live that far away from his parents. Sorry, I'm hungry. And I remember that day, it was like 6 p.m. when he came over after the incident. And he's like, where am I going to go? I just felt so bad. Like, it wasn't my fault. But I felt bad because, you know, he had just gotten kicked out of his house. So, like I said, he ended up going to his grandma's. He called his grandma, and she was like, yes, go to my house. And it was like a month that he didn't talk to his parents. And then his mom reached out to him and was like, hey, do you want to have breakfast? Like, I'll cook your favorite breakfast, you can come over. So that was like the beginning of the like moving on process for them. I was not moving on. No ma'am. I was still very uncomfortable. I was still very disrespected. But did they care? No. Tell me, did they apologize? No. They did not apologize to me. When I finally felt kind of comfortable enough to go back to their house, like I told them, I'm not going to your house unless your brother's not there, and when your brother's there, I am leaving. Don't ask me to stay, like I am leaving. And so when I went to his house, his mom, his dad, his brother, the three of them did not apologize to me. They didn't even acknowledge what had happened, and they acted like nothing. They knew how uncomfortable I was. You can see it in my face. I don't hide my emotions very well. And no, nothing. And it just made me feel even more disgusted because they had a daughter who was, I think, like 3 at the time. And me having a daughter now, maybe that's why it's bugging me like even more now. But like me having a kid, a daughter, like I would be livid if my son did that. I would be like, dude, like what if that happened to your sister? Like why don't you think like that? And yeah, they just didn't apologize, didn't own up to anything, nothing. And honestly, that was like the beginning of me just not wanting to be in a relationship with him anymore. I was just so uncomfortable. I couldn't move past that. And him trying to better the relationship with his parents, he moved on. And he would ask me, like, just forget about it. Like, move on. It's not a big deal. Like, but I can't move on from that. Like, what the hell? It was just so wrong on so many levels. And so after that, yeah, I just couldn't really be with him. I felt very uncomfortable. And things just happened that eventually ended up to me dumping his ass for trying me. But that's a whole different story. And after that, like, I was so like happy. I was so happy to block him, block his mom, block every member of his family, block friends that, you know, were friends with me, like through Facebook or whatever, because I was with him. I blocked him, I blocked her, I blocked all of them. I was like, I don't want none of y'all's in my life anymore. But yeah, that is a story of how my ex-boyfriend's brother basically harassed me and tried to get me to send him naked pictures of myself. No sir was that not that was not happening. Also, keep in mind, we were like 17 when this happened, and his parents didn't apologize to me. Like, how freaking disgusting is that? I honestly feel better after I said this story. Like, my sister staged our house yesterday. We do not need that negativity in this house. No ma'am. So that is gonna be it for this story time. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to comment down below if you want more story times or what type of videos you want to see. I have a lot of stories. Stories for days. I've always said, like, my life is a bit of a telenovela. There's kidnapping attempt, there's drugs, there is ghost, there is there's a little bit of everything. So like I was saying, like, comment, subscribe, and ring the bell. Sorry, the chile. And ring the bell to be notified every time I upload a new video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.